If you could change one thing about history, what would you change?
You know what would be really interesting? Somebody told me, again, this same friend of mine who asked me that question about Jesus of Nazareth, said that he didn't actually buy the book, but he said this. He said he happened to be at a bookstore years ago. This is when the bookstores were still a thing. I mean, they still are, but... And he said he was perusing the books, the newly released books, and he said he picked up this historical novel, and it was this. And I thought, wouldn't that be interesting to see? John F. Kennedy was never assassinated, and the Germans won the Second World War, and Hitler has remained in power all the way up until the early 60s during Kennedy's administration. So now there's a showdown between those two figures. But he said it was an interesting,
plot.
Yeah. And he said he never bought it, but maybe I wonder what the course of history would have been like had John F. Kennedy not been assassinated.
And the Nazis won?
No,
or just if
I was
JFK?
more interested. I was more interested to wonder about, what it would be, what our country and maybe the world would have been like had he lived.
What would be your you're talking about how you're very interested in JFK. Would he be your favorite president? Do you have a favorite president?
I'd say he probably, yeah. He seemed, again, it was before my time. He seemed, from what the footage I've seen of him, he seemed to have been a really, really inspirational figure. In fact, my mother told me an interesting story. While he was, I want to say, he may have been trying to get the Democratic nomination for 1960. He made a stop in Hazleton, my hometown, and my mother was just a teenager. And they had this huge stage put up in the middle of the downtown, and I don't know how many thousands of people were there, but she had the chance, she shook his hand. And I said, boy, I don't know of too many people who could say that. But yeah, he just seemed like it was a great time in our country's history. There was just a lot of reasons to be
proud.
Yeah, and just it must have been a really exciting time.